Hello everyone, welcome back. After our adventure in Hoi An, we've arrived at our final stop in Vietnam, the bustling city of Ho Chi Minh City. Once known as Saigon, the city used to be the capital of southern Vietnam until the end of the Vietnam War in 1975. Today, it's transformed into Vietnam's economic powerhouse with modern skyscrapers, tree-lined boulevards, and an energy that feels completely different from other cities we've visited. The traffic here is something else. Chaotic, yet somehow it all works. It's intense but fascinating to witness. Since Ho Chi Minh City is quite far south, we skipped along bus or train rides and took a domestic flight from Da Nang, which only took about an hour and a half. After landing, we grabbed a ride using Grab to our accommodation. We picked an apartment near September 23rd Park in District 1. Mainly because it's super convenient, we could easily walk to many highlights and plenty of amazing food is nearby. So this will be our home for the next coming days. It's the first time we actually decided to do a studio rather than a hotel. So this is our little living area. Little table over there. TV, a little kitchenette with everything we need just to get around. There is some dressing area or just to put stuff away. Yeah, we already packed out. It's evening, but we do have a little balcony, and those are our neighbors. And actually our sleeping area is up there. So let's go upstairs. So it's a little mezzanine, is that how you call it? So we got our bed here, little mirror, makeup area I would say, closet, threw our stuff down here. So yeah, super nice. This is how it overall looks like. And so the bathroom is right here. Quite a big shower. They left some things for us for showering. And here you go. Everything we need for the coming days in Ho Chi Minh. Hi, Morin. After settling in, we wasted no time and went straight for some street food. We found a great spot serving banh mi chow, which we first tried in Ninh Binh and loved. Of course, we paired it with our go-to kumquat drink, an absolute must. After a good night's sleep at our apartment, we decided to kick off our first day in Ho Chi Minh City by exploring our surroundings. One of the best ways to dive into the culture here is through its food and coffee scene, which is exactly what we set out to do right away. Later today, we'll be taking you on a street food tour, but first we needed to refuel with some Vietnamese coffee. We stumbled upon this cozy tucked-away cafe called Little Hanoi just down our street. It's literally hidden inside an apartment block. We weren't even sure we were in the right place at first. We had to walk through someone's living room, pass a small clothing shop, and navigate some random corners. But eventually we found it, and trust me, it was worth the hunt. We treated ourselves to some delicious egg coffee, just like the ones we fell in love with in Hanoi. In the days ahead, we planned to dive deeper into the city's main sites, but for now we wanted to soak in the vibe of city Saigon. At first glance, the city can feel overwhelming, a sensory overload of organized chaos, as we like to call it. The motorbike madness here is unlike anything we've ever seen. Imagine families of four squeezed onto a single seat, people casually napping on sidewalks. Crossing the street, it's a bit scary at first, but once you catch the rhythm, it becomes oddly manageable. Walking around, you can feel the city's electric energy, with life literally spilling into the streets. The winding alleys are alive with activity, and Saigon's unique blend of old-world charm and modern skyscrapers, malls, and trendy sky bars give it a character all its own. To truly experience Ho Chi Minh City, there are two must-dos. riding a motorbike, and diving into its street food scene. And guess what? You can combine both for an unforgettable adventure. Since we weren't quite brave enough to face the wild streets of Saigon on a motorbike ourselves, we found the perfect alternative, a motorbike street food tour, and it was an absolute thrill. Our evening in Saigon turned into a culinary roller coaster as we drove around the city, hopping from one street food stop to another on the back of a motorbike. As you may have heard, the streets of Ho Chi Minh City are packed with motorbikes, and our expert drivers navigated the chaos like pros. Just riding through the city was an experience in itself, but the food was fantastic. The first stop of the night, a classic bowl of bun bo hue, a Vietnamese rice noodle dish packed with sliced beef, herbs and greens. The flavors were so fresh and fragrant, a perfect intro to the evening. After that, we had a sweet snack, Vietnamese grilled banana with coconut milk. It had this amazing sweet and salty flavor combo that totally hit the spot. Then it was back on the scooter for more fun. We found ourselves in a local neighborhood with streets lined with vendors selling all sorts of street food. It was such a cool sight to see. We grabbed some sugarcane juice to cool down and tried a Saigon pizza. It's this crispy rice paper snack topped with egg, sausage and various veggies, and it was so tasty. I saw it is with sausage, this one. Is it super hot? It's okay.
That's okay.
What else is in there?
I taste ketchup. There's cheese in there too.
We made quite a few stops on this street food adventure, but the next one was probably our favorite. We found ourselves in the heart of a full-on street food haven, packed with every kind of dish you can imagine. There was so much to try that we immediately decided we'd come back the next day to sample more. One of the fun finds here were these puffed potato snacks made from yam, sprinkled with cheese powder. They were super light and so addictive. What really caught our eye here was this stand selling giant garlic butter lobsters, and I'm talking massive. We had to come back the next day to try them, and whoa, they were not only dirt cheap but also the biggest lobsters we've ever had in our lives. We've got to give a major shout out to our street food guides. They were some of the most fun and knowledgeable people we've met on any tour. They really made the night, bringing us all kinds of treats to try, like fresh spring rolls and also these sesame rice crackers, with also a version made with banana. A few people in the group were feeling adventurous and decided to give garlic snails a try. We've never had snails before, even though they're pretty common in France. At first we were hesitant, but once we got past the idea of eating snails, we actually really enjoyed them. But our absolute favorite dish of the evening, coconut ice cream. It was topped with coconut flakes and peanuts, and honestly it was pure heaven. We could have eaten bowls of it, and that's exactly what we did the next evening. We had a couple more stops before calling it a night, including a visit to the flower market, which was so interesting. Our guide showed us how the vendors fold lotus petals for sale and even let us try some lotus seeds, which tasted kind of like tiny nuts, not bad at all. By the time we reached our last stop, a banh mi place, we were so full we could barely eat another bite. But you can't end the street food tour in Vietnam without trying a banh mi, so we squeezed it in. At the end of the night, our drivers dropped us off wherever we wanted, which was super convenient. We discovered so many amazing food spots, tried dishes we'd never pick out ourselves, and even stepped out of our comfort zone, exactly why we love going on street food tours. If you ever visit a new city or culture, we highly recommend starting with a street food tour to get a real taste of the place. And the fact that this one was on a motorbike, that just took it to a whole other level. All in all, it was an incredible, successful first day in Ho Chi Minh City. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned for part 2, where we'll show you all the must-visit spots in the city.